Everything is great. Everything is going my way. I understand my place in this world on this spinning orb.
They can be family members, friends, coworkers, classmates, or complete strangers. An energy vampire is someone who drains your physical, mental, or emotional energy. The term wasn't even in my vocabulary until I overheard someone else use it to describe a person. Suddenly everything clicked. Thank you. That's exactly what I've been trying to describe this whole time. Dealing with one sucks. I find it hard to even keep up with the mental gymnastics of it all. They take things I do as a slight, even when no offense was intended. It's a problem if I'm in a good mood, and it's a problem if I'm in a bad mood. Things that shouldn't be an issue somehow becomes an issue. Their reactions can feel completely unpredictable. In a strange way, that unpredictability becomes predictable. I know something will eventually set them off, I just don't know what. So I end up walking on eggshells. Calling them out on their behavior is almost impossible. Well, calling them out is easy. It's the reaction afterwards that's the problem. That's when they really go full Dracula. They rarely take accountability for how their behavior affects other people. The conversation always circles back to how everything else is affecting them. Somehow, they are always the victim, and everyone else is responsible. What makes this especially frustrating is that I think they already know what they're doing. They know their behavior hurts people. They just don't care enough to stop. For a long time, I couldn't understand why I felt like we were competing. Competing for what? Our goals are different. Our dreams are different. Our lives are different. Even the common ground I tried to share somehow wasn't common ground. Eventually, I realized I was spending way too much energy chasing the approval of someone whose opinion wasn't actually improving my life. That realization changed everything. Most of the research I found online isn't very helpful. It spends a lot of time teaching you how to identify an energy vampire, but not much time teaching you how to endure one. I already know what they are. Understanding why they behave the way they do doesn't magically make the experience any less unpleasant. Unfortunately, awareness alone doesn't stop someone from trying to drag you down, but you can endure it. The best option is always to leave. You are not obligated to maintain a relationship with someone who constantly puts you down. If leaving is possible, leave. If it isn't, here's a few things that have helped me. Gray rock. No, this doesn't mean carrying a rock around in your pocket for self-defense. It means becoming the rock. Rocks are boring. Nobody spends much time trying to get a reaction of a rock. You can disengage by becoming uninteresting to argue with. Keep your responses short, stay calm, stay neutral. Even when they're trying to pick a fight, you don't have to accept the invitation. Be like a possum and play dead. Acceptance. They're not going to change. The same way they're trying to control your feelings, you can't control theirs. Everyone has a right to live the life they want to live, and unfortunately being a jerk isn't a crime. You should make peace with the fact that you may never get an apology. Even if you did, it probably wouldn't feel as satisfying as you imagine. It might just become another tool for manipulation. They are who they are. Acceptance isn't approval. It's simply acknowledging reality so you can stop fighting battles you were never going to win. Inside Out. Remember that Pixar movie where all the emotions live inside your head and take turns at the control panel? Try imagining your own emotions that way. When the energy vampire starts pushing your buttons, who grabs the controls first? Is it anger? Fear? Frustration? How quickly do they take over? More importantly, are they helping? You can't always control which emotions show up first, but you can decide whether that emotion stays in charge. Sometimes anger arrives first. That's fine. The important thing is not letting it drive the bus for the rest of the day. Hobbies. Find something to pour your energy into. Painting, hiking, learning a language, building model trains, making YouTube videos, learning guitar, whatever works. Hobbies give you somewhere productive to direct your attention. They create meaningful memories and measurable progress. They remind you that there's more to life than difficult people. Instead of spending hours doom scrolling or replaying arguments in your head, spend that time doing something that will make you feel alive. It's one of the simplest ways to recharge.
Rent-free. Go out into the desert. Create a voodoo doll of the energy vampire and build a tiny cave for it. Decorate it if you want. That's where they live now. Not in your head. Every time you catch yourself replaying conversations or imaginary arguments, picture them sitting in their little desert cave. They have their own place to stay. They don't need to occupy space in your mind anymore. Eviction complete.
How helpful will any of this be for you? I don't know. I would recommend making your own guide. Think of it like the fire drills we had in school. Have a plan before the emergency happens. Figure out your exits. Figure out your boundaries. Decide ahead of time how you want to respond when the situation inevitably comes up. That way you don't have to improvise under pressure. And go to therapy. A good therapist can look at your specific situation and help you develop strategies that fit your individual needs. What works for me might not work for you. The goal isn't to win against an energy vampire. The goal is to keep them from taking your energy in the first place. You don't need their approval. You don't need to fix them. You don't need to convince them that they're wrong. You just need to protect your peace and keep building a life that you're excited to wake up to. I'm in love with life.